For millennia, empires rose and fell, leaving their mark on history, only to crumble into dust.
Queen Nzinga did not just build a kingdom. She created a thriving legacy.
She was a master of diplomacy. Her legacy still echoes through time.
History often remembers kings by the lands they conquered, generals by the battles they won, empires by the territories they claimed. But some leaders leave behind something far greater, a legacy. For Queen Nzinga, that legacy had already begun long before her final days.
Queen Nzinga did not just build a kingdom. She created a thriving legacy.
The endless wars, the broken treaties, the sacrifices had transformed more than a kingdom. They had transformed an entire generation. For decades, the people of Ndongo and Matamba had looked to one woman for guidance. One woman who refused to surrender. Now, the years of constant warfare were finally behind her. Her kingdom stood. Her people endured. And for the first time in decades, peace lasted. Yet Queen Nzinga never allowed peace to weaken her vigilance.
We must draw them into the valley. Here, our knowledge of the terrain is our greatest weapon. Wait for my signal, then...
She still attended council meetings. She still questioned every report brought before her. She still inspected soldiers. She still reviewed the kingdom's defenses. Age had slowed her body, but never her mind. Every decision she made reflected decades of experience. Young commanders gathered around her, not simply to receive orders, but to learn. She became a teacher, a mentor, a living library of leadership. They studied how she negotiated, how she defeated stronger enemies, how she turned diplomacy into a weapon, how she transformed defeat into opportunity. The next generation realized they were witnessing history while it was still alive. Foreign envoys continued arriving in Matamba. Some came seeking alliances. Others sought trade. Many simply wished to meet the legendary queen whose name had spread across Africa and Europe. They expected to meet an aging ruler. Instead, they encountered a woman whose wisdom had only grown sharper with time. Queen Nzinga understood something many rulers never learned. Power is temporary. Legacy is forever. She invested in her kingdom's future. Roads expanded. Markets flourished. Agriculture prospered. Trade routes connected distant communities. Churches, traditional leaders, merchants, and village elders all found a place within her carefully balanced government. She ruled not through fear, but through stability. That stability became her greatest victory. She had proven something extraordinary, that an African kingdom could resist, adapt, and survive against one of Europe's greatest colonial powers. She had rewritten what many believed was possible.
Queen Nzinga did not just lead her people. She redrew the map of Central Africa. She changed history forever.
Every child born during those peaceful years inherited something priceless. Freedom, not perfect freedom, not permanent security, but the opportunity to build a future that their ancestors had fought to preserve. Queen Nzinga knew that no ruler lives forever, but ideas could outlive empires. She encouraged future leaders to protect the kingdom, not merely with weapons, but with wisdom. Because kingdoms conquered by fear rarely survive. Kingdoms built on unity often do. As her final years approached, the queen spent more time listening than speaking. She walked through villages. She greeted farmers returning from harvest. She blessed children playing beneath towering baobab trees. She thanked elderly warriors who had stood beside her through decades of conflict. Every face reminded her why she had chosen resistance. Not for glory, not for power, but for her people. Then, after one of the longest, most extraordinary reigns in African history, Queen Nzinga's journey came to an end. The kingdom mourned. Warriors lowered their spears. Royal drums fell silent. Across Ndongo and Matamba, an entire nation grieved. But legends never truly die. Queen Nzinga left behind more than a throne. She left behind an idea. That courage can outlive fear. That wisdom can overcome force. That determination can outlast empires. Centuries later,
Queen Nzinga's legacy bridges centuries. From ancient archives to modern minds, her spirit still inspires.
her story continues to inspire historians, leaders, students, and millions of Africans around the world. Statues now honor her memory. Books tell her story. Documentaries preserve her legacy. Her name has become a symbol of resilience, not only in Angola, but across Africa and beyond. The Portuguese built forts. Queen Nzinga built hope. Empires rose, empires fell, but the warrior queen remained unforgettable. Today, when people speak of Africa's greatest rulers, her name stands among the very first, not because she sought greatness, but because she earned it. She proved that leadership is measured not by how much power one possesses, but by how many people one protects. The girl who once watched her father rule became the queen who changed history. The warrior who refused surrender became the legend the world would never forget. This is the legacy of Queen Nzinga, a queen, a warrior, a diplomat, a nation builder, and one of the greatest leaders Africa has ever known.